Hi, everybody. Hi, thanks
Mm.
so much for joining us today. It's really good to see everybody. Okay, so today we're really glad that you're here, and we're here to talk to you about planning my day and looking after myself. So we're not going to talk too much about the coronavirus today because I think we've all talked a lot about that, and we've social stories on our website if you do want to know more about the coronavirus. But today we're going to be looking at being stuck at home and how we can help to look after ourselves and to plan our own days a little bit better. So it might help if you just have a pen and a paper beside you. And if you want to, if the person that's with you might take the pen and paper, they might take a couple of notes for you. There's not a huge amount to take, there's a couple of things that might help if you write them down. So who are we? My name is Imelda. I recognise all your faces from Saturdays. I work with Blossom Ireland, and my job is to plan things, think of ways to help young people with a disability to be able to do things they want. So what do I miss at the moment? I'm stuck in the house as well, just the same as everybody else. And I really miss just going out and seeing my friends. I really miss that. I'd say everybody else does too. Something I'm working on, I'm trying to do some exercise fit when I'm in the house because I'm sitting down a lot. I'm not really going many places. And while I'm at home, I'm also watching Disney movies and I'm really enjoying them too. I'm also trying to do a little bit of work, but I'm really enjoying the Disney movies at the moment.
Oh, hi, everybody. My name is Ellie. I'm a new face to all of you. I don't know anybody here today. I'm an occupational therapist and I work at the Down Syndrome Centre. And Imelda has very kindly asked me to come and speak to you guys today about a few things. So my job is to kind of set goals with young people and teach them how they can achieve these so they can be as independent as possible. And just a really quick recap of what occupational therapy is. Some of you may have seen an OT in the past when you were younger. You may still be working with one. So we look at the person, which is all of you guys that are here today. And then we look at the occupation, and that's an activity really. So there's like self-care, like looking after yourself, washing yourself, feeding yourself. There's play and leisure, so that's like sports and hanging out with your friends. And then there's education, which is like your schoolwork. And then we also look at the environment. So that's the places that you go to do these things. So unfortunately, at the moment, we're a little bit limited in our space. So we really can only just do this at home or in a very small distance outside our area. Maybe there's a green near you to go for walks and things, but not getting to go to school or to hang out with our friends in the usual places. So I'm missing that a lot at the moment. Definitely getting out to shopping centres, I'm really missing, and going to coffee shops. I'm trying to work on these video calls and connecting with people. So hopefully everybody can hear me okay and we don't have too many glitches. And at home, I'm trying to work a little bit of gardening, getting out, getting some fresh air, especially while the sun is shining at the moment.
Okay, so why are we here today? We're here to try and try and help make your day a little better while you're at home. So there's something that will help you to organize your day and do some of the things that you want while you're stuck at home because it is really hard not being able to get out. So what will we be chatting about today? We'll be chatting about how you can plan your day yourself. You might want to write lists or use a schedule or do different types of things that other people don't want to do. And yourself while you're in the house, while you can't go anywhere and do the things you usually do. So how can we plan our day? So like we use in Blossom, the schedule on the left is we use those on the iPads and it's called ChoiceWorks. So you can use something like ChoiceWorks if you have an iPad or an iPhone and you can make a schedule for the day. There's lots of pictures on there, which kind of helps you because you can choose different ones. You can also do something like I usually do. I make a list and I start at the beginning of the day and I think of all the things that I want to do and I write them down on a list. So then I can keep on and what I need to do, and it helps me because I make sure I get to do the things that I like as well on my list. So schedules, they can be pictures or Schedules are good if it makes you feel safe when you know what's going to happen. So some people love schedules and some people don't really like schedules. So it's up to you. If it works for you, then it's a good thing to have because you know what's next. So activity boards are something else we can use, and I'll show you some of them now in a second. So activity boards are good if you don't like to use a full schedule, but sometimes you need some help choosing what to do. So this boy here is saying, I'm bored again, because he just doesn't know what to do. And at the moment, because we can't go out and we can't meet our friends and play football and do all the cool stuff that you like to do, sometimes it can get a little bit boring and it's hard to know what to do. So sometimes if we have activities like these, it can help us to choose options across the day. So other people don't need to tell us what to do. We can pick it ourselves. So they might look like the one on the left-hand side that has lots of pictures and writing, or you could have an activity board for the way that you're feeling. So if you're feeling frustrated or angry, you might have an activity board with things that help you to calm down. Or if you're feeling sad, you might have an activity board that has things that will make you feel a little bit happier. So by having all the options out on a board, it helps us make decisions. So things we need to keep well and happy. So while we are stuck in the house and anywhere, there's some things that we still need to do. All teenagers need to do them. So one of them is we need to make sure we wash ourselves because we want to be nice and clean. The second thing is little jobs around the house and doing things, tidying up after ourselves, and maybe helping out around the house as well, because we're getting older and teenagers can do a lot more to help. And the other thing is trying to move a little bit and do a little bit of exercise, and also taking time to relax. So make sure that you get time where you chill out and do whatever it is that you like to do, playing computer games, looking on your iPad, reading, whatever it is that you like to do, make sure that you get to do that as well. The other thing is making sure you get nice, healthy food. Because if we eat food that's not healthy all the time, it doesn't make us feel very good. So it's good to get some healthy food as well. And also, the last picture is making sure we keep connected with our friends and our family because we can't see them and we really miss them. And when all the coronavirus is over and everybody goes back out and we get to see all our friends and all our family, we want to still have lots of things that we can have talked to them about and they know what's going on because everyone else will be missing you too. There might be some things that you want to do at the moment that you can't do, and that's really hard. Maybe those things that you did every week, like go out and get your favorite drink, or play a basketball game, or maybe just hang out with your friends and laugh, and you can't do that now, and that's really hard. So we're going to try and think of some ways that you can kind of do these things without having to go out and leave your house.
Okay, Imelda, I'm just going to jump in there and talk to you guys really quickly about some play and leisure activities and the different types of things. These are just some ideas, and I'm sure you've got lots of different ideas for yourselves. So firstly, we look at the sports, and I'm sure lots of you are part of sports clubs like basketball or football or hockey or gymnastics. I'm sure there's other sports that I've missed out there. So at the moment, you can't get out to your clubs and see your teammates. So it's trying to think of different ways that we can practice our skills. Other play and leisure activities. I know I'm not really very sporty, so I like to do more games inside. So I like baking and doing a bit of gardening, and definitely watching a movie is one of my favorite things to do. Or you can think of maybe a new hobby like listening to an ebook or pulling out a jigsaw, or maybe doing some Easter crafts this week. These again are just some ideas, and I want you to be thinking now of some of your own ideas. And also our friends are a really big important part of our play and our leisure. So again, it's thinking of different ways, or just adjusting slightly how we normally see our friends. So chatting on our mobile phones. We do a lot anyway, but I suppose we can't see them face to face, so we need to do a little bit more of this. Video calling, maybe sending an email or a postcard, or chatting online when we're doing some video games. So I want you to grab your pen and paper if you have it handy, and think of one of your hobbies, something that you really enjoy at the moment, and think how you can continue to enjoy this. So if it's your football, maybe you can practice dribbling the ball outside or shooting at a net, or you can maybe practice with a family member of some penalty shootouts. You might need different space or equipment, so you might not have goal posts, so you might want to use jumpers as jumpers for goal posts. And you can get into contact with your sports coaches and ask them for some ideas of ways that you can continue to practice your skills. So they might be able to even do some videos and show you how to practice some of your skills. So have a think, and it might not be sports, it might be some indoor. You might want to think of a new indoor activity as well that you might want to try during this time. So when you've thought about that, we're going to move on now from some of our play and our fun things to talk a little bit about self-care. So first of all, I want to talk about looking after our personal hygiene, and washing our hands we know is super important at the moment. There's lots of ads on the TV about this. Remember singing happy birthday twice while you're washing your hands. Remembering to take our shower every day. And just looking after ourselves, we need to shave or keep our hair nice and continue to get dressed. I know some people are loving that they can get into tracksuits every day. And some people like to continue to wear their jeans and nice clothes. And that's okay. It's very personal to everybody. So other sort of self-care and independent skills that you could practice at the moment is some chores at home. So again, Imelda mentioned about healthy eating. So maybe you could get involved in cooking some dinners or making your lunch, or looking at some other household work you could help your parents with. Maybe hoovering, hanging out the clothes, loading the washing machine, making the bed. Again, these are just ideas, and I'm sure you've got lots of your own ideas as well. So I want you to think, grab your pen and paper again, and I want you to think of another activity, a new skill that you could practice at home. So maybe think of a new household chore that you haven't really done before, that you might want to help your family with. And you might need a little bit of help or support to do this, and that's okay. So your parents or your siblings might be able to help, or you can ask Imelda or any of the people in Blossom to help you. And there's ways that we help to learn a new skill. So sometimes we work backwards, or we can break down the steps. So let me just show you here what I mean by that. So if we take doing the washing up, for example, we can break it down into 4 steps. And maybe you just want to do the last step. So your parents or a family member could wash the dishes, and maybe you're just drying or putting them on the rack at the end. And then as you get really good at that, you could work back a little bit, and maybe you could do some of the washing after your parents have filled up the sink with some hot soapy water. Or you might be able to just do one part or a small part of the activity. So if you look at hair washing, this again is just an example. You might be able to wash your hair, but maybe somebody just needs to check, make sure all the suds have been washed out, or you might just need a little bit of help to maybe blow dry your hair at the end. So again, these are just examples. So I want you to be thinking of an idea of an activity that you want to get a little bit better at, or something totally new that you want to learn how to do.
Okay, so at the moment it's very hard to see that we have any choices, because it feels like we're just stuck in the house, and a lot of the things that we would like to do, we can't do, and that's really hard. So sometimes we have to try and find the choices that we have within our home. So there are always some choices. So we can't go outside our house whenever we like, but we can choose things like what we want to eat for our dinner. Maybe talk to our parents or whoever's at home with us about what we would like, and they can put it on the shopping list. About different activities or games that we want to do, maybe friends that we would like to chat to. Who would you like to talk to or see on the video? So there are some choices, and it's just about making sure that you get to make those choices yourself. So people telling us what to do all the time can make you feel like you've got no control. And if people feel like they have no control, they can start to feel quite unhappy or angry. And so it's good for you to use your words or your pictures, your voice, to let people know what it is that you want to do too, and try and say it in the best way that you can. Okay, so we're going to have a look now at how we can replace the things that we can't have. So there are lots of things that we don't have at the moment, and it's hard. So let's have a think about how we can replace them. So what about meeting up with a friend? I'd say lots of people are missing just meeting your friends at the moment. So we're going to have a look at that. We're going to have a look at going to Eddie Rockets with friends. I've just chosen Eddie Rockets, but maybe there's somewhere else that you go with your friends at the weekend. We can have a think about it. And we'll have a think about swimming as well, just to see if there's anything that we can do there. So meeting friends is really important. Meeting friends helps keep us happy and it helps keep us well. So it's really important that we still get to talk to our friends and still get to have a laugh with our friends, okay? So how can we do that? Well, at the moment, you could talk to your friends through video, like we're talking now. And some of you might be doing that already. So if you can talk to your friends through video, you can still have a chat and have a laugh. You can show your friends new things that you have or things that you're doing. So it's really nice to be able to keep in touch with them. So Blossom can give you some step-by-step instructions on how to use these things. So how to use Zoom. Zoom is what we're using now, and it's how we're talking to each other. And how to use WhatsApp to do video calls with your friends. Some of you might be doing that already. And you can get your parents to help you, or whoever your siblings may be at home. But we can send you some pictures and we can break it down so you can learn how to do these things, and you'll always know how to do these things as well after the coronavirus is gone. So with your pen and paper again, have a think of somebody that you miss, that you would like to have a video call with, or you would like to talk to. Is there anyone that you would really like to see right now? And write their name down. Okay, so there's a picture of Eddie Rockets. It's a bit late. So let's have a look at Eddie Rockets. So if you usually go to Eddie Rockets every weekend and you love it, but you can't go now, that's really hard. So what could we do instead? Well, we could look at the food that you like to eat in Eddie Rockets. Do you have a favorite burger or a favorite drink or something that you like? Maybe you could try and make that food at home. And maybe you could chat to your friends on video while you're having your Eddie Rockets food that you make at home yourself. So maybe you could set a time where you and all your friends can sit together and have your food at the same time. Swimming is a bit of a harder one. There are some things that it's more difficult to do than you would usually do. So if you usually go somewhere like swimming every week and the swimming pool is closed, that's really hard at the moment when you can't go. So we could think of some ways if it's the water that you like. So if you really just like being in the water, maybe you could say, okay, I'm going to have I'm going to have some extra baths during the week, or I'm going to have some extra showers, and I'm going to make sure that I can have my water time. I can't get into a swimming pool, but I'll do the best I can with the water that I have. And then just remembering that when the coronavirus is gone, we will all be able to go back swimming again. So it's something that we can look forward to. So the other thing is, everybody used to have, I've got Coca-Cola bottles everywhere here because I know how much everybody loves Coca-Cola. Everybody used to love going to parties, birthdays, and meeting up with your friends. I can see Nathan dancing there. But we miss all that because we can't do that now. And that is, I keep saying it's really hard because it is really hard. So we need to have things to look forward to. So what about we set up a big chat with our friends over video call, and we decide we're going to have our drink with our friends while we're chatting to them, or we have some of our favorite food and chat with our friends. And we organize a game with our friends online. That's something else we could do, or by video. That we play sports in a new way. So if you really like something like football or basketball, you could maybe video yourself, send videos to your friends, and get them to send you videos to try and keep in touch. And also, you can do a class online. So maybe you could learn something new and do that online. And your parents or your family or Blossom can help you find something new like that if you're interested. So how can Blossom help? Well, Blossom can send you lots of pictures by email, so you can help to make up your own choice boards. So you can help you to plan your day, and Blossom can also send you the breakdown of how you can use Zoom and how you can use video chat to talk to your friends. So we can do that afterwards for you. So it's really important as well to find out what works for you, because everybody is different and the same thing doesn't work for everybody. So you don't have to have a schedule at home. So in our house, for my son, we have a schedule like this. And he puts his finished pictures, finished side. Or in Blossom, we use the one on the iPad, or a list, but you use what suits you. So it can help you to plan your day after the coronavirus is gone. If you learn how to make your own schedule and plan your day, then you'll be able to always do that. Schedules can change as well, and that's okay. So if you put something on your schedule and then you come to it and you go, oh, do you know what? I put football there, but I'm so tired and I really don't want to do it. You can change it around. So schedules can change, and that's a good thing too. So this guy here looks like he was going to play football, but he's just not feeling like it now. So he went in and he had to lie down and he watched telly instead. So he changed his schedule.
So I'm just going to jump in again, Imelda, and I just want to talk to you about how moving can keep us healthy. And there's really clever scientists out there that have figured out that our brain needs movement to help us to learn and to concentrate and do all the fun things and the hard things in our day. We actually need to move every hour that we're awake. So there can be a mix. It can be a huge, big movement like playing some football or going for a jog or doing an online yoga class. Or it could be something really small, just like stretching or walking to the fridge and getting your can of Coke or running upstairs to get something from your bedroom. So it doesn't have to be a big movement, but you do need to do a little bit of movement every hour. So remember that. So these are just some examples again of big movements, and these are just ideas. I want you to be thinking all the time about how you can move your body and what works for you. So some people have dogs, and that's a great excuse to get out and get walking in your local area. Some people are taking up new hobbies online and following yoga classes or keep fit classes, like the body coach. I don't know if any of you have done any of his classes, they're tough. We could be keeping up with our sports and trying to continue our skills as best we can, practicing at home in our gardens or just in our local green area, or we could be going out for jogs. So they're just some ideas of big movements, and you could put them into your schedule for the day. And then the smaller movement breaks, you don't really need to put these into your schedule, but you just need to remember to put them into your day. So doing a household chore, that's actually moving. If you get the Hoover out, you'll be pretty out of breath after it, especially I know I am. Again, just popping to the fridge for something, taking the stairs, having a stretch, even in the chair when you're sitting there, like push your bum up off the seat. See, can you do it 10 times while the ads are on while you're watching TV maybe. So these are just some ideas again. So again, keep thinking all the time, what could you do to be getting some small movements into your day? And this will help keep your mind nice and healthy as well.
Okay. Sometimes it's good as well to look at when did you usually get moving and when did you have a break in your normal day. So you might have gotten up early enough, get ready for school, maybe you walked to the bus or you walked somewhere, maybe you walked from in between your classes, or maybe you did sports on your break, whatever it was. So maybe sometimes when you're doing your schedule, you could just think about your day, your normal day before the coronavirus came, and when you got to move around with that schedule. And that might work well for you if you fit your breaks in at the same time.
So we've talked about movement and exercise. And we've talked about looking after ourselves and doing some household chores. And I just want to mention a little bit of schoolwork and education. So I know we're all meant to be on Easter holidays this week, but it might be good just to keep up the routine if your teachers or your SMAs have been sending you some schoolwork to continue doing a little bit every day at some point of the day. And keep in contact with those people that teach you and push you and help you to learn and be as independent as you can be. So that's like all the guys in Blossom Ireland. And all the people that we work at the Down Syndrome Centre, we're setting them goals and challenges all the time too. So it's just important to keep yourself busy and keep setting yourself some new goals and trying to use the time at home as best you can to learn something new. So I just want to talk as well about how our feelings and our bodies can feel, especially when we're stuck at home and our routines are not the same as they normally are. So our bodies can sometimes feel like a bit of an engine. So sometimes like a car engine. So sometimes they run a little bit slow. Like when I first wake up in the morning, I'm very sleepy. I need a big cup of coffee to get me going. And during the day, I might get a little bit bored or start to feel a bit tired. And that's like the blue low zone. And then as I get my coffee kicks in, or maybe your can of Coke kicks in, your body might start to feel a little bit more energetic and you're in a good place to, practice your sports or do a bit of schoolwork or help mum around the kitchen. So that's when you're in this nice green just right zone. And that's a good zone to be in, but all the zones have got their place in our day. And then sometimes during the day, our bodies, they kind of go a little bit fast, they get into the red zone. So especially if we're getting a little bit frustrated, we might be spending more time than we usually do with our family. And maybe brothers and sisters could be starting to annoy us a little bit. Or maybe you're annoying them, I'm not sure. And you might get a little bit angry and annoyed that you can't be seeing your friends and doing all the fun stuff that you're used to doing. And you just kind of getting a bit angry and frustrated, and your body might start to feel a little bit high. It's going a little bit fast, okay? So it's just good to be aware when you're starting to feel your body move like this, that you know, and we got to come up with some ideas to try and help you get back into that just right zone, or to get into the zone that you need to be in for that time of the day. So these are just some ideas that work for me. But again, I want you to be thinking of what works for you. So if your body's feeling a little bit slow, a bit bored, a bit tired, not feeling like you want to do much, so if you listen to some nice fast music, that kind of gets me going. Get yourself dancing, get yourself moving. You need to like stretch the TheraBand or squeeze the stress ball, and go get yourself a cold drink. Go get yourself your can of Coke if that's what you need. For me, it's like coffee. And I don't know, I like spicy food. That kind of wakes me up, gets me a bit more alert. So sometimes even chewing on something or having something crunchy might help your body. So they're just some ideas if you're feeling a bit slow, a bit bored, a bit tired, get you back to being just right. And then let's have a look at if we're feeling a bit fast, if we're getting a bit angry, a bit annoyed, we're kind of getting too hyper, might need to calm ourselves down a little bit. So alone time is a good one. So just take yourself out of that space, go to your own bedroom or go sit on the sofa, chill out, maybe count to 10, have some deep breaths. That always works for me if I'm getting really annoyed with somebody. You can squeeze something, get that energy out and get some movement. Go for a walk maybe, or go out and kick your football against the wall, or go bounce your basketball. And that'll help your body to kind of come back down to feeling just right again. So I want you just to be thinking. If you want to write it down, you can, or just think about it. So what makes your body go too slow? What makes you bored? Is it your schoolwork? Is it when mum's asking me to help make the dinner? You don't want to do it? Or maybe what makes your body go too fast? Is it when your little brother or sister's there annoying you and they're using up all the time on the iPad and you want to turn? Or you're just frustrated that you can't see your friends right now? and think of what you can be doing to make yourself feel just right again. So get you back into that green zone. So is it taking a walk? Is it going out practicing your football? Is it maybe ringing your friends and having a chat? So think what works for you. So again, very individual. What works for me doesn't work for Imelda. And what works for you guys won't work for your mom or your sister or your friends. Some things will be the same and some things will be different.
Okay, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about times to relax as well, because it's really important. Because if we put in lots of things like schoolwork and housework and trying to do new things, it's already quite a stressful situation because we're all a bit stressed out. We're all stuck in the house. So we need to actually make sure we do have lots of times to relax across the day so we can cope with everything. So the more relaxation times we put into our day, the better we can cope with everything. So it helps us not to get so angry or upset with our family or the people around us that we see all the time. And Ellie just talked a bit about keeping ourselves feeling in control. So making time to relax, things like maybe having a nice big bath, that's what I love, lying on the sofa and watching your favorite movies, your favorite shows, or maybe you like to watch them on an iPad, listening to your favorite music, dancing maybe for some people. There are lots of different ways to relax. So try out lots of different ways and see what you like best. You might even find some new ways to relax that you didn't know before. And sometimes just lying down and being on your own for a while is a really good one. So something else that's really important is asking for help. So we all need help to do things that we would like to do. So the first thing we do is we choose something that we would like to do. So if you say, look, I'd really like to learn how to make a burger just like the one in Eddie Rockets. Can somebody help me? Then ask a family member to help you because you're going to have to get the groceries in the shop. And usually there's one big shop at the moment, so we have to plan everything. And you can ask using your pictures or your words or by pointing or using gestures. But once you have your idea, you just have to ask the people that are around you to see who can help you to do it. So first choose what is it you really want to do, and then have a look around you and see who can help me do this and ask them. So there might be brothers or sisters around as well now that might be able to help too, so that might be good. So we all need help from others sometimes. That's the way it works. Okay, so that's all the slides. Thank you so much for listening.